As always, you guys have been requesting me to review some movies. It's not Game Boy 421, it's someone different this time. It's called Backyard Sports 1997. And he actually has some pretty cool videos. I wish he'd upload a little bit more, but you can click right here and see what I mean. But anyway, like I'm saying, he asked me to review the 2010 version of True Grit, the one with Jeff Bridges, Haley Steinfeld, I think that's how you say your name, and Matt Damon. And let me just say this, True Grit was actually one of the best movies of 2010 in my opinion. I don't know how many of y'all have seen the new True Grit movie that came out like 2.5 years ago, but I personally love this movie. My dad loved this movie, and my dad said one of the things he liked about this movie is that it was so relatable to the first movie, or to the original movie, the 1969 one with John Wayne. And in fact, even though there are key points in the movies that you can honestly just tell, I mean, let's face it, it's a remake. You can't really add on much to it or anything like that, so to say. But he said he really liked it. It brings back the old 1969 tradition of a good Western movie. That's pretty much it. So let's get started reviewing, shall we? Now, the story is about this girl whose father is killed by this outlaw named Tom I forgot his name. Tom Chaney. Tom Chaney. Okay, it's this girl whose father is killed by this outlaw named Tom Chaney. And she goes to this town to see her father in the casket and all that. And then she decides to pursue vengeance and ask this U.S. Marshal named Rooster Cogburn to go after him and find him and take him, and pretty much so she can have her revenge. And pretty much this movie, it just tells a great and interesting story. And now there are slow parts to the movie, but overall it really is an intense movie, an intense Western, so to say, and it does great storytelling. The guys who made this movie, Joel and Ethan Coen, the Coen brothers, I really like a lot of their movies, like No Country for Old Men, The Big Lebowski, Fargo, and there's other movies out there. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I can't forget that one. That one's pretty funny. And there's a whole bunch of great movies that they made, and I really like these guys. And this movie, definitely no exception, is just a great movie. And the way they make these movies, they're very, they don't really rely so much on music. This movie probably has more music than they've ever used, and I mean like soundtrack-wise. I'm not talking like, kind of like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, where they're singing that one song, like Constant Sorrow. I'm talking something like complete, like soundtrack, like score. But that's probably the most score I've heard in a Coen Brothers movie. Like, I don't know. I'm getting way off topic right now. But anyway, like I'm saying. So, is Rooster Cogburn, this little girl named Maddie Ross, and then this Texas Ranger played by Matt Damon, who gives a great performance, actually. I really liked him in this movie. And they're all trying to pursue this Tom Chaney, and all these obstacles come in the way and all that. And it just really shows that the Coen brothers know how to make great Westerns. They know how to make great remakes, even though this is actually the only remake that I know they've made. But let me just say this. Like, the storytelling was great, the characters were great, you can really relate to these characters, and they just give great performances. Haley Steinfeld, probably one of the best performances I've seen from her. Well, then again, I think this is the only movie I've ever actually seen her in, but she was really good. I think she was definitely Oscar worthy. You can argue with me about that in the comments below, but that's just my opinion. And also, I mean, Jeff Bridges was really good as Rooster Cogburn. I don't know if it was exactly Oscar material, but he got nominated anyway, so that's a plus for something. And, and also in the story, when you finally meet Tom Chaney, it's all kind of just going down. It's kind of not exactly what you expect, but it's worth it in a Coen Brothers movie. Just the way, and they add these characters in Barry Pepper. I mean, have you seen the guy's teeth? And he's perfect for this Western role as this weird-looking villain. Now, I know that's not Tom Chaney. Josh Brolin plays Tom Chaney, who's actually pretty good. Who's good in this movie. I liked him a lot as a villain. I really do wish they kind of did bring a little bit more onto the character of Tom Chaney. I know there's always, like, at the first half of the movie, there's always this kind of build-up in how they're talking about Tom Chaney, and then it's like all this kind of build-up, and then you meet Tom Chaney, and it just works. But it feels like I wish they really kind of added on a little bit more to it, like kind of had him maybe a little bit longer, have more of a violent person. not just exactly go like the 1969 version, so to say. Maybe change it up. They do change it up a little bit in this one, but not too much. But for what it is, it being almost an exact remake of the 1969 version, it's a great, fun Western. I enjoyed this movie. I give this movie an 8. You know, I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. Let me hear what you think in the comments below. And that's my review for True Grit, the 2010 version, to be exact. Be sure to like, subscribe, tell all your friends, and hopefully I will see you sometime either later on today or tomorrow. And then after that, it's gonna be some rest of the summer. Okay, just letting y'all know that for sure. Well, I gotta go. Bye.